Hello, hello. The Bloodlust is live. We're going to play some Trackmania today. It is Tuesday. Of course, we are going to get into the weekly shorts, doing a review of last week's weekly short records. Appreciate everyone for being here. I apologize. I had to run outside real quick and get my phone charger. Otherwise, my phone's going to die very shortly. I'm gonna have to plug it in actually. Thank you everyone for being here. We do Trackmania Tuesday every Tuesday. Check out the records from last week on the weekly shorts, and we see how we might stand up against some of the competition in the current week. It's honestly one of my favorite days of the week. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Check out the links in the description. We are also live on Twitch. You get the full screen over there. Got some Formula E shorts. Did check a few of them out. They do look actually pretty fun. But, of course, we are going to start with week 71. Getting into the records here, checking out the regions. I did manage to hold on to number 5 in Oregon on track number 3. Got knocked down to number 7 on track 5 though, but I still feel pretty good about that. 5 in Oregon is actually like crazy good. We do have some pretty good competition. As you can see, Shield Bandit is there in number 2 for Oregon. Cheetahfy, been seeing them actually a lot in the region. But for the world records, we got Crazy Dude Crook in there, In Glare, Cheetahfy. Oh, Cheetahfy got number 4 in the world. Oregon represent. Nice. Got some Corny, Techie, some more In Glare. So we're going to start out with track 351 of week 71. This is actually a really fun track. I did actually enjoy most of the tracks from last week. This one is a really simple track, super smooth. You just want to get a nice tight line, as little bit of wiggle as you possibly can. Get a nice straight line in every section. Try to keep your grip as much as possible there so that you can get into the finish with relative speed nice and quickly. Managed to get number 75 in Oregon on this one. Not as great, but we go ahead and check out the records here. For the world records, we got Turtle TM, followed by In Glare, Zuck TM, Zaps, Z-A-P-P-Z, Zaps. Oh, I'm an idiot. We've been looking at face cam this whole time. Hello, world. We also need to get rid of the Phasmophobia counter. I apologize. Let's do this one more time. Get a nice quick run in here. This is track 1, 351. I feel like a dummy now. That's funny though. Honestly, I can't be mad. I'm just dumb. Welcome to the live stream. It's been a few days since I did the live stream thing, so there you have it. Relatively quick run. Not quite as good as my first attempt just a minute ago, but that's fine. We're not worried about that. Anyway, we got Zaps and Seawind. So we're going to start with Seawind here. Zaps and Zuck TM in front there. Seawind taking the middle path. Zuck going nice and tight to the left. Zap, nope, looks like they went across the plastic there for a little bit of speed. Nice landing, keeping tons of grip across the magnet block and making a nice tight turn into the finish there. Zuck and Zap still managed to get ahead, going across the plastic block for just a tiny bit of speed. It hardly noticed it at first, but it snowballs big time towards the end there, getting those speed slides, building up a ton of speed into the finish. Excellent run. I like Seawind's skin there. Oh, that's the That's the voodoo doll skin. I've seen a couple of people actually using that one. I do like that skin. All right, let's see what we got with Inglare. Zuck TM here behind. Inglare going a nice tight line across the inside there. Nice and low. Once again, across the plastic. Building up that speed all the way across. Quick little re-angle across the grass there. Nice speed slide all the way through into the finish. Hitting the finish line at almost 550 speed for a 16.202. But we got pretty much neck and neck between Inglare and Turtle TM here. Turtle TM only 1,000th ahead of Inglare. So we got Inglare, Turtle TM kind of weaving around each other, almost merge going through this section. Inglare slightly ahead. Turtle TM a little bit closer to the wall there. Really close to that corner. Ton of speed going into the finish and just barely gets in there. Maybe a few pixels ahead of Inglare with the corner of their tire. The classic front tire angle. It's AO1 race, right? The strat that they use to beat one of the longest standing world records on one of the shortest tracks out there. Kind of wild how people are still managing to beat the records that have been standing for such a long time. But excellent run to everyone there. That was Turtle TM, Inglare, Zuck TM, Zaps, and Seawind. Excellent run. Moving on to track 2. That was Circles. Hey, another track with circles. This one wasn't my favorite. I like the aesthetic, but I don't love the drive. These Grand Prix tracks are, they're fun, they're interesting. They kind of, hint at like a level of realism that you don't really get in this game elsewhere. This game is kind of like Hot Wheels in a lot of ways, normally. So like, it's gonna take me a second to warm up to this one, but the realism really kind of hits different in this game compared to some other games with a similar background. That wasn't a terrible run, I'll take that. But as you see there, pretty simple track. It's pretty swift. Really the goal is to maximize the track as much as you possibly can in every corner, maintaining as much speed as possible, using the edge strip there to cut in and make it as wide as you possibly can. Trying to avoid the grass, of course. Anytime you hit the grass, it slows you down. But in this format, there's going to be a lot of drifting, of course. IRL, the idea would be to try to maximize your angle in every corner, because you don't want to slide when you're in an Indy car. That's not a good thing. So we're gonna go ahead and check out the records here. We got King Tantin, Cheetahfy, woo, let's go, representing for Oregon. Big win, love to see it. Congratulations, Cheetahfy. We got Sisiri, Xbox player, huge, Lasiop, and Inglare. We're gonna start with King Tantin, with Cheetahfy and Sisiri in front. I was told there was a shortcut and a reroute. So they go to the left, bounce over the cones there, and over this wall, somehow barely hitting that checkpoint from the top corner and making it into the finish in just over 15 seconds. Really tight line across the grass there. Bouncing off of the corner of that block going through the second checkpoint just is quite the strat. Interesting to see. You see King Tantin got a slow climb there. Cheetahfy, Sisira, Sisira, both getting a slightly better landing on the other side of the risers back towards the finish. Interesting strat. Like I said, I was told that there was a reroute, but I didn't know what it looked like. fun to see. It's, I mean, that's an interesting strat. Lasiop doing a, okay, let's try that again. Lasiop doing an Uber bug and backflipping over the wall with so much speed, but getting slowed down on the climb by a lot. Still a slightly better landing, getting into the finish with just a tiny bit more speed than Cicera, but what a strat. Who sees something like that? And let alone seeing it, who actually utilizes a strat like that? That's crazy. What a crazy run. Well done to Lasiop. That the bounce off of the corner of the stack of tires, it's just wild how you get so much speed for that. I am questioning what I'm looking at here, but let's see what Inglair got. Inglair went over the left side. Lasiop with just a tiny bit more speed there in that section, but Inglair, of course, getting the better climb, slowing down a lot to the checkpoint and risking it into the finish, plastic bouncing off of the cone into the finish line. What a strat. Inglair, when the chips were down, done. Good job to Inglair. Lasiop trying, using a unique strat of their own. Inglair, the only one doing the plastic bounce off of the cone into the finish line. And it worked in their favor. What a smooth run. Cleanly over the cones there. That bounce is pretty crazy. Getting slowed down by the checkpoint by a lot, but making up for that time into the finish. Excellent work by Inglair. Love to see it. That was actually a satisfying run to watch. Very unique strategies. Definitely a couple of different strategies in that one. So well done to Inglair with the world record, 14.647. Lasiop with a 14.838. Cicera with a 14.990. Cheetah representing for Oregon with a 15.091. King Tantin with a 15.123. Well done to everybody. Moving on to track 3, that was WS Grand Prix. Track 2 of week 71. This one is the Pathfinder track. There are a couple of different potential strategies here. You could go over this, hit that, bounce or shoot over this corner. You can get a nice enough landing that might be enough to get you into the finish pretty quickly, maybe over this corner and into the triangle for 20 seconds. I mean, it could have been done much faster for sure. There is this inside line. If you can shoot over here fast enough and maintain your speed, you can go over that wall, going over here and land flat on this side, and then you can shoot up to the left into the finish. You can see that line there is the line that I ultimately ended up taking with my best run. What's up, Bryson? Thanks for popping in, man. How are you doing today on this Tuesday? Am I playing Fortnite? No, I am I'm playing Trackmania. This is not Fortnite. Wow. Gonna start out starting out heavy there. Interesting. I literally responded the moment that it came in on my side. I think you need to chill out. Anyway, so the ultimate strat that we ended up using here was to get the reactor up there, try to get a nice line through this section, and landing flat obviously is optimum. you can get that reactor up, that was definitely a rude awakening. I literally responded like the instant that the chat came in. Latency's not that bad, I know. Dang, got the reactor up, but got pinned to the wall, which happens quite often. You gotta hit this at kind of a specific angle, and it's an annoying lead up. It definitely feels like banging your head against a wall, because it is. You literally are just banging your head against a wall. Boom, almost got it. Well, that would have been like a 14 something. 13,890 was the time that I got. Number 97 in North America. Feel pretty good about that, honestly. It was a good run. Made it through there pretty quickly. Number 97 in North America is honestly not, you know, not disappointing. Feel good about that. Number 378 in the world, made it in the top 500. Definitely feel good about that. So we got Dave Natural, Techie, Akubne, Crazy Dude Crook, and Charzy. I haven't seen Akubne recently. They've been in other leaderboards or other parts of their life, I assume. So we're gonna start with Dave Natural, with Techie and Akubne in front here. They all go to the left. Dave going really wide. They're getting a ton of speed and flying in upside down with the pipe drop horn. I actually did almost something exactly like that by accident last week on stream. That was my first big finish. I got flipped upside down, but I ended up bumping into the wall there on the left side, which slowed me down a bunch going in. But they got a 12,368. Techie with 12,278. Let's see how Techie and Akubne did here, because they had a slightly different line. Going a little bit tighter into the reactor there. Akubne getting a zoop, but Techie also getting a zoop and picking up a ton of speed there into the finish. Almost catching back up to Akubne, but not quite. And then we got Crazy Dude Crook here, tying with Akubne into the finish. Crazy Dude Crook apparently the first to do it though. Akubne a little behind. Crazy Dude Crook also getting the zoop. Akubne getting a second zoop, but Akubne. That was a Fast and the Furious moment right there. One and then the other, and then Crazy Dude Crook catching up just before the finish line, getting that 12,216. And then we got Charzy with the coveted world record. Charzy going a little bit tighter, getting that speed before Crazy Dude Crook, going upside down, and oh wow, getting a barrel roll into the fakey revert, landing back up on their tires and getting another zoop, launching them into the finish for a 12,138. Almost a car length ahead of Crazy Dude Crook. Crazy Dude Crook almost caught up there in the finish, but Charzy getting that bump into the zoop, that 180 or that barrel roll fakey into the freaking 180 reversal. Absolutely beautiful. Few different strategies on that one too, but basically coming down to the same general route. It is a tough track, at least to start, just with the way that this reactor is positioned. It's hard to get that reactor. You have to kind of clip inside of the wall. So you got to hit it with a good amount of speed and at just the right angle. You'd almost think I would have got it right there, but what up, Zafon? Good to see you, man. You see what's going on with my chat over here on YouTube? I got flamed because I took 3 seconds to respond to somebody. And I do mean literally 3 seconds. He said, what's up, and then I said, yo, what's up, Bryson? And then he said all that, and then I responded, and in the middle of me responding, he's like, look at the effing chat, bro. Like, god dang, you need to chill out. Anyway, got number 97 in North America. Feeling good about it. 378 in the world on that one. Made it into the top 500 again. Top 400 even. Feel really good about that. That was Static Sand, number 3 of week 71. We could look at the club records on that, but it's almost like stream delays are a thing. I know, right? I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, stream delay can't be that far behind. Like, I responded to that pretty much immediately. This is number 4, Industrial Island. This one is pretty easy transfers. Want to try to keep as much grip as possible all the way through. Reduce or eliminate airtime where possible. So you want to get a nice low transfer there, or high transfer I should say, but I mean low as in like a kind of a low landing. High transfer there. Try to keep your grip all the way around, and that dirt hill right there, the angle on that is kind of a killer for me. You got to hit that really early. There we go. Nice amount of speed there, and then we want to avoid hitting the wall. Transfer, damn it. Want to transfer low here so that you can get an early turn into the finish. Nice speed slide if you can possibly manage it. But you get the idea there. It's pretty easy track, Industrial Island. Again, it's mostly about the transfers. You just want to reduce your airtime, keep as much speed as possible, full grip as much as you can, especially across the dirt. Anywhere that you're sliding on dirt, generally you are losing speed, unless you're at like a very specific angle for a speed slide. You can almost speed slide that last big turn there before the finish if you land just right. But that's definitely a very precise and somewhat tedious strategy. I would say, at least for me. I'm not a pro by any means, but let's go ahead and look at the records. We got Inglare, Elton Brawl, Zuck TM, Zaps, and Turtle TM. Starting with Inglare's perspective. Elton Brawl and Zuck TM ahead here, going really close to the wall there. Nice high transfer. As little airtime as possible. Looked like they slightly clipped their tires there because they did lose some speed. Zuck TM and Elton Brawl, and Zuck TM going a little bit wider there for what looked like they were catching the downhill, I'm gonna guess. We're gonna go from Elton Brawl's perspective here, because Elton Brawl and Zuck TM did almost the same thing. So they go wide and get that downhill is what they do. Yeah, it gives them just a little boost of speed, managing to get them in there just a few thousandths ahead of Inglare. They were really close. 15.558, 15.554, and 15.551. Only 7 thousandths separating those three. Beautiful run. We're gonna go ahead with Zap's perspective here. Zuck TM behind. Once again, going really close to that wall. Nice wide turn there, getting that downhill. Ton of speed, beautiful speed slide through there. Landing flat into the Neo slide and keeping a pretty straight angle. Obviously, the more of a broad angle that you have when you drift is going to increase the amount of friction and thus slow you down more. So you want to keep as much of an acute angle as you possibly can when you're doing a slide like that. Zap obviously going to the outside of the finish there, but due to his angle, he had more speed, which got him in there ahead by 200ths almost. We got Turtle TM here, once again beating Zaps by only 4 thousandths. Turtle going even wider at the start there, getting even more downhill, snowballing the speed across the first checkpoint, or second checkpoint I mean. Really tight line into the finish and just barely making it in there ahead of Zaps, just due to how close they were on the finish line. They reduced the distance instead of increasing the speed. Or Zaps, damn it. Zaps almost catching up there. But Turtle getting just a slightly tighter line, crossing the finish line ahead. Well done to everybody. That was Turtle TM, Zaps, Zuck TM, Elton Brawl, and Ingler for the records on Industrial Island, track 4 of week 71. What are you up to today, Zaphon? This is probably one of the most fun tracks, Sunken Treasures. This is, I would say, the most hunted of all of the tracks. So this is an underwater track, which is a unique interaction. We don't see this very much, but to make it even that much more unique, this one has dirt underwater, which is its own special interaction. It's called a mudslide, but excuse me. Because of the fact that it's underwater, it actually causes like more gravity almost, and reduces your like turning speed by quite a lot. But all of these sides are plastic. You want to use the plastic. What up, Yuge? How's it going? Thanks for popping in. How's your Tuesday going? Anyway, the goal here is pretty complicated. So if you can, because of the fact that these walls are plastic, you can catch a lot of speed actually by riding the wall. So if you can get a good angle, pitch yourself to a good angle here, and then catch that wall with the nose of your vehicle just right, then you'll actually slide across that and it'll pick up a ton of speed. And then you want to flip back across over here so you can get that tail bounce, boosting you through this section. And once again, you want to catch your nose on the inside of that wall so that it can kind of direct you into the finish and pick up a bit more speed. It is a kind of a complicated like series of techniques of a sort, and so it definitely would come in as one of the more complicated tracks, but just due to the style and the like unique mechanics of all of it, it definitely is a lot of fun. It's not something that we get very often, so I enjoyed the heck out of it. That was a pretty scuffed run, but if we actually we can look at my ghost here, and I got kind of some of it. Missed this first corner, but that's fine. You bounce off of this corner, boosting you forward a little bit. Try to get as inside as you can on this so you can miss that edge, and then touch your nose. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 tires, but just touch your nose as you're going sideways. If you have any forward momentum, it will bounce you backwards because of the fact that it's plastic. So yeah, you want to just touch it and it will guide you into the finish, giving you a lot of speed. Crimson Desert. Learned if you swipe fools from the top of a watchtower, they kind of just don't know what to do. Yeah, that is funny. But managed to get in the top 3K on this one. Another good score. I got number 7 in Oregon, but nowhere near as good as track 3. But we're gonna go ahead. We got, for the records, we got Alberto, It's Fire, Crystals, Techie, and Corny. So we're gonna start with Alberto's perspective. A bunch of names don't recognize here. Quick start to the right side, early to the inside, and they're using that nose trick that I was talking about, riding every one of those inside walls, giving themselves a tiny bit of a boost. Let's see that again. Quick start to the right side, early angle through the first checkpoint, bumping off of that inside wall to give them just a tiny bit boost of speed, and riding it into the finish for a 12:109. Got it. Let's go. Beautiful run there. We actually got a tie between It's Fire and Alberto. a 12.109, and Crystal's actually with a 12.104, only 5 thousandths ahead. But if you look real close, you can see It's Fire and Alberto pretty much merge right there just before the finish line. And they hit like exactly the same line into the finish. Looks like one car. One more time we're gonna see this. Right there, boom, and they merge. Interesting to see. We're gonna go ahead and see what Techie has in store for us. Techie, nice tight line going through the start there. Almost bumping off of that one. Getting the second wall. Carrying a ton of speed through the fourth checkpoint. And just touching that wall to re-angle into the finish. So much speed through this section right there. Picked up a ton of speed off of that massive boost. And making it into the finish line at a 12.084, 200ths ahead of Crystals. Interesting line there. Definitely see a lot of tippy taps to get the right angle, snapping into a straight line there, picking up so much speed. Let's see what Corny did here. Corny breaking the 12-second barrier. Corny getting a ton of speed off of the start, using both walls. That was interesting. Got a back boost off of both of those, but somehow, what a crazy fast start. Getting a huge slide off of that first wall, and a back boost off of that one, and a back boost off of that one. But somehow it looked like it forced him into a bug slide, which gave him a ton of speed through both of these corners. It totally did. It bumped him into a bug slide angle, thus picking up a ton of speed. Snipe fools. Autocorrect. Just found Billy on my way. Nice. Getting a few extra silver in your coin purse there. Well done to Corny, Techie, Crystals. Corny with the back boost, but just the way that it pitched him into a bug slide angle managed to give him a ton of speed, which is not something that you see very often, but well done to everybody there. That was track 5, Sunken Treasures of week 71. And for points, we got Turtle TM in first place with 85,581. Inglair with a 50,911. Charzy 46,773. Lasiop with 41,566. And Corny with 41,162. Well done to everybody in the top 5 by points. Kicking ass. Now let's get into the discovery of week 71, or week 72, I mean. I did look at the tracks for a moment, just long enough to get screenshots for the thumbnail over on YouTube. And they're kind of interesting. The Porsche track is unique in some ways. Kind of almost reminds me of Plinko, but we'll get to that. We're going to start with Envision Racing. Track 1. If you play Trackmania, I can set up a room which you can join. Just hit it up in chat, let me know. So all of these tracks are actually supposed to be loosely based on real locations. This is supposed to be like an homage to the actual Formula E racing. Oh shit, that a little too wide there. The actual Formula E racing championships. They do this every year, which is cool because Trackmania is supposed to be based off of Formula E, though it's kind of hard to see, to be honest. Let's do that again. We can get a nice smooth downhill on that section. That would put ourselves into a slide angle, and once again, bumping at the top. Not great. We need more speed on that the second drop down here. So we go a little bit and try to land more straight. Oh, right into a freaking light post. What up, Hamtaro? Yo! Simon sucks. Simon? Oh, that's funny. Made me think of the guy from Expedition 33. Also, map 2 and 3 are some of the worst weeklies yet. Oh, no. I don't like hearing that. Yeah, this map 3 sucks, sadly. Womp. If you want to hop in, I can open up the room. Just hit me up, let me know. We want to get a nose down there so we can reduce our airtime. Nice inside line there. Ton of speed this time and into the light bar. Dang it. Ugh, lampposts. Almost as bad as barrels. Good amount of speed. Nice. Hitting that downhill. That's what I wanted. Nice. Full grip line into the finish there. That was really close. I almost hit the outside. Your map 5 run from last week? Map 4 and 5 are great. Yeah. I think I did. Oh, wait. For the review? Was top 5 pace twice on map 5. Dang, bro. I got number 127 in Oregon. Not a great score, but actually, yeah, we'll go back and look at that real quick. I did not actually look at it. I apologize. Oh, club, duh. Ooh, I got number 1. I beat Coffre. Let's go. I feel good about that. I got inside the top 500 on number 3. 12,458. Yeah, let's check out both you and Coffre actually. Because you guys were kicking ass on that track. Let's go ahead and view the records. We'll do it from your perspective. Coffre going a little bit wider there. Nice, you got the inside line, that back bump. That's the same thing Corny did in a world record. And nice inside line there. Riding that wall. Yeah, beautiful. That back boost. It's interesting how that works because it like forces you into a bug slide angle. Top 5 pace twice. Damn. Don't lie. Let's see actually what Coffre did here. Coffre going a little wide through the start there. Bit of a back boost. It's interesting how that back boost ends up giving you more speed in the end and just barely touching his right tire off of that, the inside of that wall. You had more, actually you rode the wall more and you freaking had more speed through most of that. It's kind of interesting how he managed to get ahead of you, but that's just how he do, I guess. He's got speed hacks. Got straight faster. Yeah, that was a big part of Corny's run. Was he did the snap right here. He had a really nice snap, and if you can stay straight, the more straight you are, obviously, the more speed that you're building. Yeah, well done. Good run, man. What did you end up overall? Your world pace or whatever. 12,458. That's yeah, 0.35. That's not that far, man. 148 world. Damn, dude. Hell yeah. Nice. Heck yeah. PB. Love to hear it. All right. Oh, sorry. I can open a room if you want, but we're just doing our discovery. All right, we had a pretty good run just a second ago, so we get that nose down. Nice tight line. We can actually do a full grip line there. Really wide there. Go a little bit of an angle so we can get as much of that downhill as possible. And now we have too much speed to go into the finish line. Full grip here. Land flat and smash into the wall. Go a little bit wide so we can get that full grip line. Oh, nice. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. No. Womp. The only good maps this week are 4 and 5. I don't know. I kind of like this one. I mean, it's not like, you know, like GOAT or anything like that, but it's a good map. Ooh, nice. Dang. Getting that full grip angle around that corner is going to be tough. Oop, too much grass that time. Google cooked on map 5. Did somebody use AI or something? What are you saying? Ah. Their username is Google. Damn it. Always some kind of freaking tiny object in my way. Just jumping right out in front of me, man. Too many moving stationary objects in this map. There we go. Too much, though. Not quite enough downhill, but what a good angle. Nice. Boom. That moved us up quite a bit. Map 5 is sponsored by Google. Oh, interesting. It's kind of also interesting how I got so much speed when I had such a rough landing through that second checkpoint, or third checkpoint, I guess. Oh my god. Way too much that time. That's when we want to land at an angle for sure. Ah, the light post, bruh. Right, yeah. I mean, that's literally what it is. But it also, it feels cash grabby. Like, when you consider all the freaking, like, all the other people, they make their maps for the love of the game. Like, if they get featured in a weekly or whatever, like, that's just a huge bonus. Like, paying for them to freaking feature your map just feels lame. I don't know. They also suck ass. Yeah, the last set of sponsored weekly tracks were not good. Or at least the last one that I remember from sometime last year, actually. Or was it last year? Or was it like a couple of months ago? That freaking credit card, the credit card tracks, like sponsored by some bank or something. Ridiculous. And they were some of the weirdest too. Google knows the TM community. They do, really. Yeah, Zerator. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that was. What do you? Were they serious? Was that actually a thing? Like somebody said it was sponsored. It might have been even you, but at the time somebody said that it was sponsored, and I'm all like, "Is this is a troll, right? This is a joke. Like this isn't actually really a thing." Like it really felt like a joke. There's no way they were trying to actually convince people to like open accounts with their bank or something. No, damn. Yeah, that's just crazy. It just seemed like such a joke. Oh my, yes. No. Well, okay, that's fine. We still made it in there quite a bit faster. 248. Nice. That's actually not too bad. Ah. Damn. Yeah, it's almost like they make the sponsored tracks suck ass on purpose. Gets Formula E tickets? That's cool. You get tickets, but do they also pay for your airplane? Like, or you just get the tickets? That'd be one of those where I just keep the tickets for like memorabilia because I would not be able to get to the event. There's no way I'm freaking paying for an airplane to go to a Formula E race. Who even watches Formula E? It's a thing, man. I mean, I don't know if lots of people watch it, but I have seen it. It's kind of almost like somewhere between like go-karts and Indy cars. They're like ultra powered freaking carts that are just big enough for one person to sit in. They're also mostly made of fiberglass and toothpicks, so the life expectancy of the driver is like about 32 seconds. Damn it. Giving sympathy. It's based off of it. Trackmania is based off of Formula E. They're not giving sympathy, they're giving homage. That was actually something I said just before you came in. Damn it. Also the slowest. I mean, yeah, that's true, but I mean, still freaking 180, 200 miles an hour in a freaking literal fiberglass box, like, that's pretty scary, bro. I have mad respect. Yeah, it's Formula E. Woo! That was a smooth one. Oh, you know, terrible run, but that jump was smooth. Damn it. Dang it. Yeah, I'm starting to freaking lose it on this one already. I think it might be time to move on to the next track. I don't hate it, but could be more fun. All right, let's move on to the next track. So far, so good. Number 37 in Oregon. That's not terrible. Oh, that's funny. I just freaking saw the video for that pop up again. The invisible track of the day. What is this? What am I looking at? Is that the right way? There's an arrow. I'm gonna guess that's the right way. This is the worst weekly ever made. This specific track. Why slow-mo, man? Dang it. Yeah, that sucks. I just want to get through this section and see what's ahead. Another slow-mo? Why? Bro. Okay. Yeah, this track sucks. You're looking at one of the worst maps ever made in TM. Had to spend 15 minutes to get author time? Really? How is the author time that cooked? It's funny how some people will make like terrible maps and then they'll just freaking absolutely freaking like sorry, concentrating. Damn it. They'll absolutely freaking just focus the absolute crap out of their freaking author time just to make it unreasonably hard or to make it feel like it's better than it is or something, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, this track sucks. No. Dang it, I should have drifted earlier. It's hard to tell in slow-mo. 18-128. Okay. Whoa, mama. Did I get it? Damn. That was actually really close. Just the map is that bad. That's funny. Oh no! Oh my god. Half the time you don't finish. Yeah, dude, I almost had a good one right there. That's pretty much exactly what you're saying. Before I even read it, I demonstrated it for you. Oh my god, what a line. No! Slow-mo's hurt my brain. 16-3. Damn it. Damn it. No! Same line twice. I don't know how I managed to get such a perfect line just a minute ago. Almost. I was trying to be slick. No, I knew it. Damn it. Yeah, just this start is annoying. No. Whoops. Didn't mean to go so wide that time. I just realized that block is plastic. You could possibly use that for a booster if you hit that at the right angle, but that would be tough, I would think. No, dang it. I had such a good freaking line right there. So much speed. And there's like no way to skip these slow-mos either because they're inside the checkpoint. Oh, what? There's no way I hit that. Focus up. There we go. Okay. It wasn't 15 minutes, but it felt like it. Really? And only 70 in Oregon? That's crazy. Ah. It could be possible. Could use that plastic block for a boost. Five in Oregon? Alright, I like that. Never gonna play them again. I don't know, I feel like I got a pretty good time right there. You say 16.3 though? How is it even possible? I'm wondering. Suppose if you land with the right angle there, that could save you like a quarter second. That's the part that you're gonna struggle with though. Is there a way to skip the slow-mos? 17.336. What do I have? 17.201. Sorry, buddy. Now this track is the one that seems like cancer to me. There's no known way to skip the slow-mo right now. Okay. Screw that wall. Really? That bad? And it's number 93 in Oregon. That tells you I got gold medal and it's in the top 100 in Oregon. That tells you how much people do not appreciate this track. I see a jump right there. Is that literally? Okay. Okay. Very cooked. Oh my god. That's some bull crap. They make a shortcut, but they put a freaking titanium tent right in front of it. The jump is ass. Well, maybe I like ass. Wait, that came out wrong. You're slow. Yeah, you're probably right. Damn it. I wonder what the slowest time on this track is. That wasn't nice, man. Some of my favorite people are slow. You ever, well, I guess you're probably too young, but you know who Bubbles is? From, Trailer Park Boys? He's pretty hilarious. Ads. Womp. I wish there was a see it. I don't know how. Okay. I see a little bit of something here. So there's a couple of things going on that I'm noticing. The black is not plastic, it's rubber. Which is a huge pain in the ass. So you only accelerate if you're turning, or if you're moving forward. Plastic has really high acceleration. Rubber only accelerates if you're going forward and not turning. Kind of seems like a wall bounce actually isn't a bad thing. If you can come around the corner and get a bounce right there, and a bounce right there. But then you get obstructed. That was a bad bounce. I'm gonna bounce the back end. Whatever. That was a better time. Take it. Something. I'm going to clip that. Yay! That's okay, you didn't miss much. I made a little bit of an improvement, but it felt like it honestly was like a very underwhelming improvement, so we're ignoring it for now. Dang it. So am I right that the black is rubber? What's the fastest way through this? It's gotta be this, right? I'm just taking this first series of turns. Of a certain kind. That's terrible. This is supposed to be a kid-friendly channel. or something. I mean, not necessarily supposed to be, but it has been. Am I wrong? You need to calm down, sir. But no, you're not. Dang it. This track sucks, man. Ah. I hate this track. I'm gonna have to get author metal later, because I seriously can't with that track right now. Track 4, Andretti. We all remember Mario. That's who, I think it's who Ricky Bobby's supposed to be based off of on, freaking... whatever the name of that movie was. I can't think of it at the moment. Ah, I'm on fire! Help me, baby Jesus! This is a fun map. It's kind of an interesting map. The part at the end is unique. There's a little bit of airtime there. That was not a bad or not a good entry. Too low. Low D tier being nice, yeah. Is this wood? How did I have more speed? I don't understand. Last section is throwing me off a little bit. Is it wood? Somehow that was faster. Still no author metal. High F, low D, yeah. I don't even know if I would give it a freaking low D, man. Map 3's bad. Wait, is there another booster there? Is that another booster? That's another booster, isn't it? How do I hit that? S tier, really? It is a booster. Okay. Damn it. So that kind of changed the dynamic of this map for me. A 1957. A good year, sir. Ah. Womp. Ugh. I need to get one that's not freaking smashing into that wall. Or losing grip on the end of this. There we go. Yes! I got a 19,578. What up, Coffre? Thanks for popping in, man. Also, only 64th in your state. What did I get? 51st in mine. 19,578. Is that what exactly was your time? You said yours was. How's it going, Coffre? What you up to, man? How you doing on these tracks? Hopefully better than me. I'm on your favorite map. I don't have a room open at the moment, unfortunately. There wasn't enough people. 19,557. Oh, okay. Currently farming. Or hunting, I guess. Need that booster. Yeah, this is a fun track. You got any pointers for the finish, though? Because I'm kind of struggling. Is that wood? That's my first question. It feels like wood. Top 14 on this track? Dang. No. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling with that. Uh-oh. Stream froze for a second. I apologize. Top 3 isn't too hard, he says. Just lines. Okay, well, yeah. I need some pointers on this finish because this is, like I said, the whole angle of it and the surface. I think it's wood, but it's hard to tell. It's kind of throwing me off. It is wood. Okay. Okay, second question. Is the backstop up at the top of the A plastic? Dang it. 19,424? Hell yeah. Good work. Okay. We're watching the clip. Yes, it is plastic. Okay. So that could make a huge difference. Interesting line there at the start. Really low through the wall ride, yeah. Speed slide hitting all the boosters and bouncing the outside wall. Interesting. Okay. Get Warren. You're talking about the bounty, the dude on the other side? Yeah, you got to be consistent or persistent. That's the only tip I'm going to give you. No, dang it. I actually had a really good run right there. Discovery. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of hunting Discovery slash hunt slash whatever. Like I said, I just didn't have a room open because nobody was here for a while. Yeah, just kind of doing Discovery slash hunting. I like this track so far, so damn it. Out of all the tracks, this is probably one of the best of this week, for sure. That was interesting. I was actually still faster even after missing like 2 boosters. Okay. 19,392. Dang, bro. You need to slow down. Open a room. Probably not gonna be doing the full thing today. Edit. Delete. Yeah, I'm not gonna do every track from this week because yeah, they kind of suck. We'll do 1, 4, and 5. There we go. Room's open. Only map 4 and 5. Can I change the time limit? To how much? I have it set to 10 minutes currently. Do you want me to lower it? Yeah, I have it set to 10 minutes right now. Make it infinite. How do I make it infinite? -1. Okay. I gotta plug keyboard into my Xbox. I don't know if that's gonna mess up my computer right now. Or just do 0. Okay. All right. All right, room's open. We're doing 1, 4, and 5. Yeah, I'm probably only gonna do about 10 minutes of each track anyway, so. It is open and ready whenever you are. For some reason, it's not loading for me. Okay. I'm just dumb, I guess. My bad. My bad. Don't mind me. This track isn't too bad. I like this one. Wasn't a terrible run. Not my PB, but it's acceptable. We made it through that gap again. PB first run? Hell yeah, dude. Ah. On 0.2 pace, dang. If I could get an angle like that at full speed, that would be nice. That's honestly the goal, I think, here, is to full speed everything if you can. Get like that perfect angle around each corner. There you go, that's a good turn. And then that's an alright turn. Gonna hit the freaking, oh my god, I almost slipped in between the light post and the tree. That was close. I hate these light posts, man. Just through PB. Damn. Know that feeling. Jeez. What's your PB? Like a 16.8 or something? 16.5 maybe? If mine is a 17.1, then yeah, yours is probably like a 16.5. Beautiful downhill. Oh, 15.9. Jesus Christ. Do you just play with me to freaking make yourself feel better? That's a sign of a bully, you know. I'm just kidding. I appreciate you. You teach me a lot. Oh, there we go. There we go. No. Really? 16,498 highs. Used to join random people for that, not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel that. It's more fun when you got someone to freaking play with, for sure. I appreciate you. Either way. Still give me something to freaking work towards, either way. Damn it. If not in a room, not playing the game. Unless it's campaign. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, everything's more fun when you got friends. Dang it. Follow like 50 people for rooms. Nice. That was not terrible. How is that my best? I don't understand. Is that my best in this freaking room specifically? Because my PB seems like it's faster than that. Dang it. Yeah. He just likes keeping up with the community, which is cool. I feel like that's one thing that makes Trackmania better than a lot of other games, is the fact that it is such a community-driven game. It makes for a much nicer experience in a lot of ways. No. Ah. That jump keeps getting me every time. You got to get a really tight angle around this one if you want to freaking get the right angle on this downhill. Z-Boy. No offense, not gonna lie, I've never heard of him. Probably, he hasn't heard of me either, so. Sounds fun. Speed builds. What does that mean? Like, freaking... Oh, map. Builds maps quickly. I get you. Never mind. I had something else in mind. Just hit 1K on Twitch. Nice, congrats. Okay. Next track. I did not PB that whole time. 15,995. Damn, bro. Doing good. Oh, that sounds fun. Definitely flooding the market for maps, though. Damn it. That last turn is what's gonna freaking hold me up this whole time. Just that inside angle. It's such a hard freaking turn. With such high speed, such low grip, and freaking such a tight route. Let's go! Okay. PB, nice. 19,362. I just gotta get that turn. That's the hardest part for me. That last turn. And like a 170-degree turn on a vertical surface is not easy. I see that last booster is actually a reactor. Was hunting with Rickard. Nice. Seeing him get a few records. So you got some kind of wild strat for this? Oh man, almost made that full speed. He's third right now? Damn. Dang it. Low key can still beat that. Well, let's see it, man. Yeah, nice. 19,343. I feel good about that. Nah. Do you hit the brake at any point during that freaking wall ride? Or not the wall ride, but the finishing turn? Like, do you drift or anything? No. Okay. I guess you just have to have a really good angle around it then. Oof. No, damn. I've come so close to doing that so many times now. I'm surprised that's the first time I've done it. I'm like scared to turn too early now because I kept hitting the inside of that. Yeah, let's go. 19,250. Yo, that's actually huge. I feel really good about that. That was a massive time. If I can get a smoother turn there at the end, I could probably get like a 19.1 something, but it's just hard not to like lose speed here. I almost caught up there, actually. Oh, it's all plastic. Oh my god, somebody... I asked that, but I was only asking about the back wall. I wasn't asking about the whole thing. Okay, that makes so much more sense now. That's why you were riding so close to the wall. Damn it. I just remembered I have a beer. Sounds good right now. Low, not low enough. Okay, so if that whole thing is plastic, that really changes it. Do they have custom sounds for collisions on this? That totally sounded like a custom sound. Oh my god, almost, man. 19.16. I'm getting up there. I'm getting closer. It doesn't have custom sounds? I swear, it sounds like it does when you bump off the wall. It sounds more hollow. Never heard that sound before. That's top 1K, really? Damn. That feels good. Damn it. My best, I had one of my best finishes last week on map 3. Finished 378, I think, in the world. That's honestly, I feel really good about that. Oh my god, wow. That was wild. I bumped the wall and it totally freaking re-angled me that time. Dang. All right. I think I'm ready to call it on that one for now. I got a really good time on that, actually. I feel super good about it. All right. And this will be my first time on track 5. Hamtaro says that track 5 is S tier. Do you agree? You think it's S tier? I guess we're about to find out. Google Cloud. You agree? Oh. What up, Fire? Nice record last week. Welcome to the chat. How's it going? Oh, wet reactor plastic. Okay. That's interesting. This map is peak. Okay. It seems fun. I like the interaction. Definitely unique in many ways. Didn't check the records on this one. Or don't check the records on this one. Oh, okay. Well, we'll be looking at them next week, so better clean it up. Wood, not plastic. Oh, okay. It's hard to tell, but I can see the grain on it now. Hey, if you wanna hunt with us, room's open, man. Check out TBL Rally, or yeah, TBL Rally. It's my club. You gonna hop in with us? Show us your wicked techniques, bro. Wee. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Cooked it first. He's here already. Welcome. No. The wall. The wall. Nah. Wow, 3,000s. I'm a judge your driving, he says. Uh-oh. Better show him what's up, man. Don't let him mog you. Nice, there we go. 19-2, I feel good about that. 17-6. I'm a scared. That's cool. We're probably only gonna be going for like another 10 minutes or so anyway. You caught us pretty much right at the end of stream, but appreciate you being here, man. Yeah. We do reviews and weekly shorts discovery every Tuesday, so definitely come back in, man. Freaking hunt with us. Yeah, this guy's got at least 1 or 2 tracks in the top 50 every week. Or fucking top 20 even. Damn it. Want 0.4, then you're good. Mainly hunting 04 for top 5. You like 4 better than this? This is fun. That ending is garbage. You guys said that at the same time. One says it's garbage, the other one says it's peak. Alright, well, you know, opinions. Because F's for sure. Both have a bias. Oh yeah. You like Mario Andretti, huh? I have a old Mario Andretti racing game for the Sega. I think it was the Sega Genesis. Could have been the Mega Drive. See why you love this map. Full speed. Oh, okay, yeah. Took me a second. I'm done. The start is random. Damn it. I feel like you might be able to force a zoop off of the start. Ah, I keep hitting the wall. I'm paying attention to chat too much. Nothing promising. Damn. I need to focus up. Want to get really close to this first wall, but it's just tough to get like the exact right angle. You want to get close to every wall, honestly, but no, too close to that one. Dang it. Tenth. Damn. Might need to switch. Gotta get that grind. No, dang. Second turn. Oh, lost it right at the end. Oh, I went really high that time. Not even close. Oof. Are you gonna let him talk to you like that? You gotta show him what's up, bro. Yo, let's go. I feel better about that. I made an improvement. Yay. You guys are over here freaking fighting over world record times, and I'm like, 18 seconds. Maybe top 20. Top 5 is press forward. 0.06 ahead of 5th. Damn. No, man. For a quadruple tie. Dang it. I had such a good run just a minute ago. Really nice inside lines. Consistent, smooth, good speed. There we go. No, lost it. Just before the finish again. Actual triple tie right now? That's wild. That's gonna be fun to review next week. Going for Rickard's time. All right, I'm gonna go for one more improvement, and then we're probably gonna call it on the hunt for today. Huge shout out to It's Fire. Had a record from last week. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate everyone for being here. We've actually been picking up a couple of people every week almost, it seems like. We're gonna have a pretty freaking poppin' club here soon. And feel free to check out my campaign fire. We got a 5-map campaign. I'm working on more. I've been working on more, but they've been kind of on the back burner. I've got other things going on in my life that are putting that on hold right now. Boom! There's a huge improvement. 18,591. Feel better about that. Let's go. Still almost a second behind you guys. Damn. But yeah. Gonna call it there. Yeah, I'll just exit. Once again, thank you guys for playing with me. Definitely do join the club if you haven't already. TBL Rally. Check out the campaign. Hit that follow button. Come back tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're going to be playing tomorrow, but I have an idea. We might be doing something fun. So, have exactly 1,000 channel points. Nice. Rock on, bro. That's a lot of money. Have fun, have fun. Once again, appreciate everyone for being here. Hope that y'all have a good rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. Come back for the next one. We're live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do Trackmania on Tuesdays, whatever on Wednesdays, and Phasmophobia on Fridays. So if you're into that kind of content, come back over. Horses. Horses of courses, man. Everyone stay safe, stay warm, and as always, trust the bloodlust.